Hey guys, welcome back to the STPL. Now, just going to something that Hatray Phil said, I get the feeling that when I moved from 32-bit OBS, which kept crashing, to 64-bit, which is what we're on at the moment, I think it broke all the sound on all of the scenes, so that's a bit annoying. I'm gonna have to delete all the scenes where I put videos in, and then re-add them, I guess, but the reason why there is those intervals is to give my voice a rest. Obviously, solo casting really difficult. You'll notice that I do less breaks when I'm casting with Rapid, and it's mainly because it doesn't hurt my voice as much. So that's why. But either way, you're watching White Clan versus Valhalla team. We're about to move into game number 4, with White Clan currently up 2-1 against Valhalla team. The Lone Zerg Galaxy here is going to be standing up against White Clan. Can he bring everything to 2 for 2? I'm not too sure, but let's have a look because we're going to be heading into game number 4 here. Galaxy on the left hand side of your screen hasn't had the best game so far, hasn't had the best showing, but nevertheless he's been here for 4, now 5 of Valhalla's team, showing a really good amount of time with what am I saying? He's showing a really strong, well, a really strong sense of team spirit. He's always there for his games, he always makes sure to play them all, and although he may not have had the best record, he's back here once again. And looking forward to see exactly how this is going to go. Obviously we're going to be heading into game... My god. You know what, I've been completely thrown off, but it's all good, we'll get into it again. We're going to be heading into map number 4 here, which is going to be Plasma. Now Plasma, definitely the weirdest of all the maps we've got here in round 4. Plasma, a 3-player map from 2008. From the Inquisitor on-game net Star League, we saw a really cool TVP here between Fantasy and Stork, but 3 semi-island bases. There's a very small ramp coming out of all of them. There's going to be a natural, which is actually mineral only, and a gas natural as well, which is a little bit further away from your ramp, but most of the time on this map you won't be building the buildings in your main, and when we get into game number 4 here, you'll see why. And that's because we're going to be having Galaxy versus... I think it's DDoGi, but I'm not sure. If someone knows Korean, you'll be able to... You will be able to tell me if I'm correct. I do apologize for losing my train of thought here, but nevertheless, let's get into game number 4. It's Galaxy versus DDoGi here on Plasma. Okay, gonna throw up a poll once again, just to see what people think. Who is gonna win? Starting us off here in the bottom left-hand position, we do have the yellow Protoss fighting here for White Clan. It's DDoGi. And his opponent spawning here in the middle right 3 o'clock position, we do have the Purple Zerg fighting for Valhalla team. It is Galaxy. Now, this map is... There's a lot of different features in this map that I could sit and talk about for hours and hours and hours. But, just while we look... Well, we're going to reveal the entire map for a second. You can have a look at the main, so let's just hide the overlays as well. You can see there's a very small ramp leading out of the main. If we look, there is actually lurker eggs blocking ground throughout the map. You can also see this over here on the right hand side. There's actually panda bear zoos in the bottom, top, and left hand sides which guard the extra eggs. So that's one of the cool things about this map. There's sort of semi-island expansions in the middle with ramps like this as well. This is a map where you're likely going to see a lot of early expansions from both players. I mean, you can see a Nexus first here coming in from DDoGi. You don't really see that on any other map. Looks like it's another split vote here. 66% for DDoGi, 33% for Galaxy once again. Although we didn't get many votes there, so I guess not as many people are actively jumping on the votes too much at the moment. But hopefully the viewer count will pick up in a little bit, as we will have IRK versus Red coming up after this. I know statistically this isn't one of the fairest matchups when it comes to teams, but Valhalla team has certainly shown a pretty good showing so far. Now the Overlord is going to eventually find this probe. Now of course the probe does have the ability to go through the minerals. One thing, if you don't know, is if you use a worker and right click on a mineral field or a gas that you can see, you lose collision on that probe or drone or whatever working unit there is, SCV as well, and that means you can slide through the worker eggs. This is how we see that DDoGi is going for this early scout. The hatchery coming in here for Galaxy actually a little bit later. He went for pool first, so I'm not really too sure about that decision, but this is why he's trying to repeat what we've seen before on this map. It may have even been Galaxy that did this before. He's actually going for a proxy hatchery. Now if this is not scouted, he could do a lot of damage here. There's going to be Lings inside the base of DDoGi, and all he's going to have is 1 or 2 zealots. Now, is this Zealot going to scout this? Is he going to go and look for a proxy? This is going to be such an important moment in this game. He moves forward, sees his third, heads on up to the top middle. He has not seen the proxy yet. When these Lings come out, obviously that's going to be a big, big tell. But without knowing exactly what's going on, I mean, there's going to be a probe here to actually likely build maybe a cannon or like possibly try and push something over with a gateway. But I mean, this Zealot's just out of range of this creep right now, and if he builds up a big enough link count, if he can get a Sunken or 2 over here to extend the creep, to get Sunkens outside of the main ramp, he is going to be able to take down this natural without any sense of doubt. I mean, back at home he is going into a Stargate, so that could... Oh my god! DDoGi with the perfect scout gets the probe into this top middle base, sees the creep, sees the hatchery, sees everything. A forge started immediately. Likely going to see a scout coming out this Stargate. Shield battery coming up in the main as well. I mean, the Zergling count is increasing. Looks like he didn't manage to push the Zealot through, but with a single Dragoon here with double Zealots as well, it's all going to come down to micro. Can Galaxy make this work? Speed should almost be finished. He's going into lair behind this. He's actually going into a Corsair, so he's feeling confident. He knows the back at home there's not going to be an anti-air. He's seen it with a probe. There is going to be a Spire on the way. But I almost feel like Galaxy is waiting a little bit too long. There's going to be cannons in the mineral line by the time he gets over to the bases. And it's actually going to be Citadel coming up behind this as well. And if DTs can find their way across into the opponent's base here, what is he going to do? He's actually going to try and build a Sunken here most likely, and try and set up a little bit of a stronghold, doing the Water Serpent M style of fortressing here in his opponent's base. But I feel like he could have done so much damage. This feels like such a missed opportunity for him. It's so unfortunate. I don't think he knows about the expansion. He doesn't, I believe. And here we go, looks like we are going to have the Lings moving out. He does know the expansion is there, he's heading straight on up there, but there's already cannons here, there's already Zealots as well. And I mean, the Lings are going to be able to get on top of the cannons, they're going to be able to get a nice surround on the Zealot, but look how much damage the poor Zerglings are going to be taking here. He's going to try and jump on this Dragoon, try and get a surround on these Zealots, gets a good surface area, actually taking down 2 Zealots without losing a single Ling. That's going to be a good amount of micro for him, and now there is a Spire on the way. Is there going to be Muteless behind this? I mean, he's lost for an Overlord. He's actually overbuilding Overlords right now. That's a little bit of a misclick. But continuing to add on Lings. In the meantime, we are going to have a continued increase of cannons over here in DDoGi's base. Another Overlord going to be going down to these Corsairs. Great usage of these air units by him. Now he is going to be able to possibly snipe this gas. There's nothing up here to defend this, and without the gas it's going to be harder to get those Templar. Nice surround there once again on the Zealot, not quite managing to catch it, but does do a lot of damage to it. I mean, the gateway in the main, further Corsairs being added on. Speed has finished, most likely. He would have got that, I would imagine. But I mean, the problem is, what's this hatchery doing? He keeps losing overlords. He's supply blocked again. He can't build any air units. He's finally got a couple of Scourge, but that's not really going to help out against a lot of units. But here we go, the Zerglings trying to break up a domain. Can they do any damage to get on top of the cannon? But this is just one of the cannons. There's another cannon at the back. There's Zerglings going down to the Zealots at the front. This has been an all-in attack by Galaxy, and unfortunately, it's not worked out. Mulists are not going to be able to do anything against this ever-increasing Corsair count. And with so many cannons as well, where is he going to find damage? He just isn't. This is so unfortunate. Now, there are going to be DTs here for DDoGi. They're not going to be able to break through the eggs super quickly. But with the amount of overlords the Galaxy's actually lost, there's no overlord in this top middle position whatsoever. The Zealots and the Dragoons actually heading on down here. There's a couple of Mulists spawning here. We do have a Corsair here as well. So they're going to be heading off into the main. There is only a single cannon here. Can he clone the Scourge? Looks like he's going to be able to get on top of the cannon. The Scourge do get one of the Corsairs, but a huge amount of damage going down on these Mulists already. The extra hatchery going to be going down. He's got no money for the lava. He can't build an Overlord to save this hatchery. He can't send one down. They're way too slow. And he's just going to continue to try and push, continue to try and do any form of damage with these Mulists. But the amount of cannons is just unbearable here for these Mulists to be able to deal with. He pulls back once again. DDoGi in a very good position, up 40 supply almost on his opponent. I mean, there is no DT in the bases of Galaxy yet, so realistically he is still in with a shot. He's going to be taking a third base and another gas base, the furthest possible location away from the Zerg, from the Protoss even. DT killing all of the lava, getting the hatchery as well, making sure that no additional units come out. There is going to be a third base coming in for DDoGi as well. Fairly standard here by him. And everything's looking pretty good on the side of DDoGi here. Obviously, he is very far up front. He's got a lot of cannons, he's got a lot of gateways coming in. He has all of his tech he could possibly need. We should have Storm here already. Something like the 5th or 6th Corsair coming in. Citadel coming in as well. Still no Robo just yet. No third base yet either. Of course, this is a minority base, so not the most impactful. He didn't actually lose his gas earlier either, so the gas still in a fairly good position. We do have 6 Corsairs now. They're going to be doing a lot of damage to any possible muteless flocks. Do we have Carapace on this air? Carapace a very strong upgrade. I mean, nice Scourge there, taking down one of the Corsairs does. Oh, he actually gets 2 of them, so good usage of his air units for now. Drones transferring over to this top right base, or top middle base even. And just doing everything he possibly can to try and hold on in the best way possible. Now here we go, looks like the Mule is still pushing around, still trying to do damage. Corsair chasing the Scourge. If they do hit that Corsair, they will kill it. There we go, another Corsair down. So DDoGi not with the best Corsair micro, giving Galaxy chances to move back forward in this game. 4th base now for Galaxy coming in. The DT didn't actually go and kill or open any other locations, and he still can't get into the other base. So this DT unable to do anything. All the Scourge going down to the Archon there. The Mulists taking a lot of damage from those moving shot Corsairs. Scourge coming in once again, but this Archon with a good number of kills. Obviously he only did get 1, but the splash really did contribute to saving a lot of his Corsairs there. This top middle base still unscouted by DDoGi. He's not even scouted up there with a single unit right now. Scourge watching all of the eggs. Really important to do this to make sure that he doesn't break through any of these locations. Probes transferring down here to this bottom middle base. Able to finally take his expansion back at home. What do we have going on? Still no upgrade on the air. +1 Carapace coming in for ground. And not really too much else. There's no big tech pushes. There's no real big Hydra floods. And the Corsairs are going to be spotted trying to get through onto the other side of the map. So this is going to open the eggs up to be able to be killed. The Mutalists coming in with Scourge do get one of the Corsairs, don't get another one, but this is a lot of damage down on the Mutalist. +1 attack should be done and is done for the Corsairs now. And I mean, things are still relatively even. I mean, both players not really attacking into each other, so not really too much to talk about right now. Definitely one of the slower paced games that we've had on Plasma in the STPL so far. We've usually had pretty sort of action-packed games, but both players really kind of just poking each other with air now. The one problem is, DDoGi sees that these eggs are going down, he's going to pull his units over. Now, this isn't really that many units for Galaxy. Has Galaxy opened the floodgates to him actually dying? Obviously, this is going to be a very, very strong Protoss army. +2 attack against only +1 carapace. No attack upgrades. The Hydras not coming in from the best angle. The Lurkers have actually been pulled away in the wrong direction. And he's now opened up a way for DDoGi to get his units through. Don't kill these eggs. If you kill those eggs, you're going to open up a bigger funnel for those Protoss units to go through. DDoGi looks like he's going to push forward and try and take his own 4th base, but we already have a Zerg 5th base coming in up here. And if Galaxy can keep these safe, this is the kind of moves he needs to make to come back in this game, but this is a mistake by him. I would never necessarily agree with doing this, because all you're doing is opening up the floodgates for these Protoss units. The Lurkers are pushing forward, but they're going to go down almost immediately. But man, there's no observer. The Lurkers are doing a lot of damage. That's a big, big flop there by Galaxy. The observer finally coming in. Losing my voice entirely. Man. I mean, the Hydralist force, the Lurker force going down here to the Supreme Protoss army here with +2 attack still. Huge upgrade advantages, DTs coming in as well. Huge tech advantages, and every single unit that Galaxy had in that force has gone down. There's not that much back here to defend. No Sunkens, no Lurkers, and it looks like DDoGi is just going to push on forward. We actually have him cannon rushing this other main. Galaxy's going to pull drones here to try and stop this, but the cannon's going to finish. The army's going into its 3rd base. There we go. Storm's going down on all of the Hydralisks. And I think DDoGi has caught Galaxy in a checkmate situation. There's not really too much Galaxy can do now. He's got a lot of bank, not a lot of hatcheries this side of the map. The 5th base is going to go down. The cannons finish up. GG! And DDoGi takes the 4th and final game of the series for White Clan. So really, really well played there by DDoGi. Of course, that's going to take us over to the results screen and everything. So let's have a look at how the series played out. Unfortunately, that wasn't the most hyped game to finish us off there, but it was still a relatively good game. One of the problems with the STPL sometimes is you do have a little bit of a statistically imbalanced matchup, but to be honest, Valhalla team did a really good job against White there. They had a good opportunity to win a couple of those games. Unfortunately, 3S just getting taken down by Yes Man, building his factories in the wrong place, pretty much lost him the game, so he can't have been feeling too good about that. But regardless, still a pretty cool series. The final game, a little bit anticlimactic, but it's all good because we have a second series after this anyway. But just to have a look here, 3S taken down by Yes Man, Iradia taken down by UU2, Dates winning over Famasi, that's probably the upset so far of this evening, and DDoGi taking down Galaxy in that 4th game, giving White Clan the 3-1 victory. Now, there is another series coming up after this. I'm actually going to give myself a little bit of a longer break. It's going to be a 10-minute break, so 2 highlights. Purely because A, I need to rest my voice, and B, we have an incredibly hyped series coming up after this, and I kind of want to give Brood War Clan League a chance to finish off. They're a little bit closer to finishing now, so hopefully when we get back, we'll be able to start this off. It looks like Vincent may have just gone offline. But either way, we'll be back in just over, let's say, 7 minutes with our second series of the day. It's going to be it's going to be Red versus IRK. See you guys very soon. I'm just going to quickly remake